AITA for not going to my family's Easter gathering after my mother hijacks it. I got a new house a year ago and I was looking forward to showing it off to the family the last Easter. My mother, on the other hand, kept on insisting that was a bad idea. A couple of days before that gathering, she sent out a mass email to the family telling them the gathering was no longer happening at my place. It was happening at her place instead. When I told my mother that was hurtful, she claimed she was embarrassed because she thought my living room looked like a dorm room due to my framed movie posters and anime figurines that I had chosen for decoration. And she also said the younger nephews would want to play my game consoles that I told her I would not be hiding, and that would have ruined the day for everybody. So, I decided to ditch my mother's Easter gathering and I shared all of the food I purchased for the occasion with my AA friends instead. Apparently, I am now the petty and childish one over this. I wanted to prove to the family that I have a nice dining room table and serve a lamb roast to everybody. AITA for telling somebody to stop showing up at my house randomly. I will add a bit of history to this text. A couple of years ago, I had an allergic reaction to a medication I was recently prescribed, and this woman drove me to the ER and literally saved my life at that moment. But ever since then, she has been holding that over my head. She quit her job a year ago, and she started to show up at my house begging for money and begging for food even though her pension income is a lot more than my SSDI income is. If this were a 1 or 2 time thing, it would not be an issue. But she literally called me 15 times in 10 minutes when she knew I had company over, and when I finally answered the phone, she told me I had to go to the vending machine to buy her a Diet Coke at that very moment because she was literally dying without it. And every time I did give in to her demands, I never once received a thank you. So, I had company over earlier today, so I had my ringer turned off. She just shows up and starts pounding on my window. It was because she spent all of her pension on cupcakes and Diet Coke, and she needed me to give her some cash so she could supposedly get more substantial food. My mother calls when this is happening, and I tell her this woman just shows up and begs. My mother told me that was an extremely judgmental and hurtful thing for me to say. A couple of hours later, this woman leaves me a voicemail telling me she is very disappointed and hurt because I told my mother she was begging, but she was not going to cry because she knew she was entitled to take what she wanted from me after she saved my life 2 years ago by driving me to the ER. Gratitude is a thing, but there should be limits to it, right?